Kobe Bryant's career could have ended up completely different without this trade, while Michael Jordan wouldn't have won all 6 championships without the trade that sent Scottie Pippen to Chicago. Here are the top 10 worst trades in the history of the NBA. James Harden. James Harden was a part of the Oklahoma City Thunder's Big Three along with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. After his third year on the Thunder, OKC lost in the finals to LeBron James and the Miami Heat. After winning the Sixth Man of the Year award that season, Harden was eligible for a contract extension of $60 million over 4 years. The Thunder refused, instead offering just $55.5 million. This deal fell through, which caused Daryl Morey, the general manager for the Houston Rockets at the time, to arrange a deal to send Harden to the Rockets for Kevin Martin, Jeremy Lamb, and a few draft picks. Years after this trade, James Harden won an MVP award and was the NBA's leading scorer for 3 years in a row, while the Thunder never reached the finals again, and I don't have to tell you what happened with these two. Kobe Bryant. Kobe was a young prospect straight out of high school ahead of the 1996-1997 NBA season when Jerry West brought Kobe Bryant in for a workout with the Lakers. Kobe played a 5-time champion and recently retired Defensive Player of the Year Michael Cooper in a 1v1 that Kobe ended up winning. After witnessing Kobe's game and how mature he was for his age, Jerry West was determined to get Kobe Bryant in Los Angeles. He sent Vlade Divac to the Hornets for the draft rights to Kobe Bryant. That same offseason, Jerry signed free agent Shaquille O'Neal, creating the best duo in NBA history and bringing 3 championships to LA. Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki was actually drafted to the Milwaukee Bucks, who had their eyes set on Robert Traylor. I'm sure you're thinking, who? Traylor weighed around 300 pounds at 6'8". As it was the 90s, when the NBA was much more physical, Robert, who was drafted 3 picks before Dirk, was more of an ideal player at the time. He ended up averaging less than 5 points over a 7-year career, while Dirk had great success in Dallas, winning an MVP and a championship. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem, previously known as Lou Alcindor, was drafted by the Milwaukee Bucks in 1969. After 6 years in Milwaukee, winning a championship and 3 MVP awards, Kareem requested for a trade due to Oscar Robertson retiring and the immense amount of racism in Wisconsin. Kareem asked to be traded to either the Knicks or the Lakers. He then ended up playing for LA. The Bucks then traded the best player in the league for Junior Bridgman, Dave Myers, Elmore Smith, and Brian Winters. All decent players, but nowhere near as good as Kareem, causing the Bucks to not make the finals for more than 25 years until Giannis led them to another championship. Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. Danny Ainge, ex-Celtic GM, has a history of making unbelievable trades for its team, like the injured Isaiah Thomas to the Cavs for a young Kyrie Irving. However, the best trade he pulled off was the Garnett-Pierce trade, the two being out of their prime when this trade was finalized. The Nets, expecting great success from this trade, were surprised when Garnett and Pierce's time on the Nets was short-lived after losing the second round of the playoffs, while the Boston Celtics were a contender team with Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown. Bill Russell. Bill Russell, the 11-time record-holding champion, was actually drafted 2nd overall to the St. Louis Hawks, now the Atlanta Hawks. The 1950s were a different time for people of color. The Hawks were known for having a team full of white players, causing Bill Russell to never be fully accepted in St. Louis. The Boston Celtics GM, Red Auerbach, knew this, so he proposed a trade for Bill to play for the Celtics, sending Cliff Hagan and Ed McCauley to the Hawks. Both white players who became future All-Stars became nowhere near as good as Bill Russell. Wilt Chamberlain. When Wilt and the 76ers lost to his rival, Bill Russell, in the 1968 Eastern Conference Finals, Wilt was unhappy with the team, demanding a trade. If Philly did not abide to his request, Wilt moved to the ABA, another men's basketball league that later merged with the NBA in 1976. Wilt was traded for Darrell Imhoff, Jerry Chambers, who didn't even play for the team, leaving for the military, and the talented Archie Clark. None of those guys lived up to Wilt's greatness, who played 5 seasons for LA, appearing in the finals 4 times. Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, the perfect Batman and Robin duo that won 6 championships together, may have never happened without this trade. Scottie, who was one of the best players ever at his position and an incredible defender, was drafted by the Seattle Supersonics, now the OKC Thunder, before being traded for the Bulls' olden Polynus as Seattle was in need of a center. Charles Barkley. Chuck was drafted to the 76ers that were led by future Hall of Famers Julius Erving and Moses Malone. Julius Erving retired just years later, prompting Moses Malone to be traded, leaving Barkley alone. After completely missing the playoffs soon after, Charles Barkley demanded a trade, being sent to the Phoenix Suns for Jeff Hornacek, Tim Perry, and Andrew Lang. The next year, Barkley won an MVP and led the Suns to the finals, whilst the 76ers were a bottom lottery team and missed the playoffs for another 6 years. Moses Malone. Following the merge of the NBA and ABA, a draft was held for ABA players joining the NBA. Moses Malone was a part of this draft when the Portland Trail Blazers selected him before trading who would end up being one of the best big men in NBA history to the Buffalo Braves, now the Los Angeles Clippers. He was traded for a first-round draft pick and $232,000. The Blazers did win the championship the next year, but that was the first and only one in franchise history, while Moses went on to win 3 MVP awards. That was the top 10 worst trades in NBA history. Feel free to subscribe and drop a like if you did enjoy.